Well, turning now to the U.S.-Mexico border, where the battle between the state of Texas and the White House is escalating by the day. The Texas National Guard has seized control of a park in the border town of Eagle Pass, denying entry to federal authorities. Governor Greg Abbott signed an emergency order granting his state's National Guard full control of the park.
Texas has the legal authority to control ingress and egress into any geographic location in the state of Texas.
NewsNation's Allie Bradley has been following this story, joins us live from Arizona. So, Allie, we understand legal proceedings over Abbott's order are already underway.
Yeah, that is underway, Kelly, and also a lot of focus is on 3 drownings that took place over the weekend. A lot of finger pointing. Who is to blame here? And after investigating the circumstances, Texas Military Department, who is controlling that area in Eagle Pass along the river there, that Shelby Park, saying the Border Patrol claims that the Texas Military Department is responsible are, quote, wholly inaccurate. So DHS and Customs and Border Protection actually released some statements here claiming that agents were physically barred from entering the area to respond to migrants who were in distress, calling the governor's practices cruel, dangerous, and inhumane. However, the military department says that when Border Patrol requested access, the drownings had already occurred on the Mexican side, and authorities were already out there recovering the bodies in Mexico. TMD reportedly continued searching for any additional migrants using night vision goggles and thermals. They did not find anyone in distress, according to their statement. Texas Congressman Henry Cuellar was quick to publicly condemn the governor's Operation Lone Star, saying the state is the one who bears the responsibility for the death of the woman and 2 children. So Governor Abbott responded with our post saying, quote, turns out Representative Cuellar and some media were so eager to point fingers at Texas for drowning of migrants, they forgot to get the facts. When BP requested access to river, the drownings had already occurred and found in Mexico. The fact is the deaths are because of Biden's open border magnet. Take a listen to what Texas DPS Lieutenant Chris Olivares had to say about the situation.
Under this current federal government now, under this administration, there have been a record number of deaths, migrant deaths, because the fact that they have no policies, no deterrents in place to keep these migrants from crossing a dangerous river. We want to prevent these migrants from crossing the river. Go to a port of entry. We have 29 ports of entry in Texas. Go to a port of entry where it's safe, where it's humane, where it's orderly, where you don't have to risk your life trying to cross a river, especially with children.
Okay, but people are still risking their lives. One of the biggest issues here, despite the efforts along the Rio Grande in the Eagle Pass area, people are still walking in by the hundreds. This is just 15 miles away in Normandy, where groups have been known to self-surrender. It's continuing on there as we speak. Lieutenant Olivares explains that most of the land along the river is federal land. They actually can't set up barricades and blockades on that property. And when it comes to criminal trespass, the city is the one who has to decide to prosecute for that. And because the state sees the land, the two aren't exactly playing so well together. So right now, troopers and soldiers are out there actually referring these migrants who cross over to Border Patrol. Now, Kelly, this is all extremely reminiscent of what we saw over 2 years ago. We see a lot of finger pointing here before the facts really came out. This is something that we saw during the Del Rio crisis when there was speculation, allegations that Border Patrol horse agents were actually whipping the migrants. We, of course, found out that that was not true whatsoever. Alejandro Mayorkas was down in Uvalde last month actually apologizing to those agents. I have reached out to DHS now that the Texas Military Department has given us a new statement here, Kelly, to see what their response is now with that new information. I have not yet heard back from DHS, Kelly.
All right, covering all sides for us. Allie Bradley, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.